This is all about Team Fate, how it originated, where it came from, and how Professor Fate, that is me, Professor Frank, became Team Fate. It's all based on the Great Race. Here is the very first Team Fate. This is my Porsche pickup truck. Of course, I drove some of the team members. This is the Porsche pickup truck in a Gymkhana in Madison, Wisconsin. Shortly thereafter, I built a flywheel Pinto that got 50% improvement in fuel economy, and sure enough, there is the flywheel. And I'm trying to point out that, yes, it is there. In '85, I came to University of California, Davis, and this is '91, '92, where we won the super mileage contest with those two vehicles, being congratulated by SAE. We also did pedal powered. This is a human powered vehicle, and we're trying to set a record for speed, and this one was also in '91. Then in '93 and '94, we built real cars. Back into super mileage cars, this is 2,200 miles per gallon on methanol. That's about 4,000 miles per gallon gasoline. This is 3,300 miles per gallon gasoline. Those two cars set world records at the time. This is our aftershock car that got 67 miles per gallon. Bodywork on all these cars is really, really high quality. Here's our 1996 Ford Taurus that we converted to 67 miles per gallon. And we drove this particular car from Detroit to Washington, D.C. And we even tried to drive this car across the country from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. We didn't quite make it. Here it is again at the state capitol. And the state capitol honored us for us being the national winner. This is the same car being tested at Ford to see that it wouldn't roll over. Here we are on the road going actually from San Francisco across the country. And here it is at EPA being tested for emissions and certification. Here's the map that we drove from Detroit to Washington, D.C., some 600 miles, 67 miles per gallon. And when we got back, Brian Johnson here was honored by Dateline. And this is Vic Fazio, our state senator. I'm explaining the concept to him.
UC Davis celebrating a national championship tonight. We're not talking about a sports team here. We're talking about a group of engineering students. And today, the hybrid vehicle that made it happen came rolling back onto campus. You're looking at a modified Ford Taurus. It took the nation's top prize for fuel efficiency and the application of technology. The Davis group converted the Taurus to run on reformulated gasoline and electric power. Listen to this. It can run for 1,000 miles before it needs refueling or recharging, but the winning team says that's not good enough.
Here is a remarkable vehicle. There's actually still a lot to be improved on the car as well. We can probably improve the fuel economy another 10 or 15% over the next year.
30-member team beat out engineering students from some of the nation's top universities.
You would have thought it possible, a group of college kids teaching the big three automakers about cars. But some UC Davis students did just that. As News 10's Karen Massey tells us, the future engineers have snagged major honors for developing a car that's not only fast, but very fuel efficient.
Some UC Davis engineering students returned home aboard the car that won top honors at the 1997 Future Car Challenge.
They did a great job on it. Fantastic.
The students drove the car 600 miles from Detroit to Washington, D.C., beating out 12 other schools for the victory.
We won a lot of individual awards as well. Best application of advanced materials, best technical report, and best application of advanced technology and most energy-efficient vehicle.
Fuel economy, the biggest coup. The students designed this Ford Taurus to run on gas or electricity.
Now, here's the electric motor. On the fuel economy, we've demonstrated 42 miles per gallon in the city as opposed to 22, so that's a factor almost 2 increase there. On the highway, we've gotten 62 miles per gallon as opposed to 27/28 miles per gallon.
The car accelerates from 0 to 60 in 12 seconds, top speed 110, and can go up to 1,000 miles before stopping for gas or a charge. Aerodynamic changes to the body also help.
We basically cut a straight line from the top of the roof to the back of the car, reshape the entire rear end to keep smooth flow along here.
Outside door handles were even scuttled in favor of tiny buttons to open the doors. It was a labor of love, 2 years in the making.
2 weeks before the competition, we had a car sitting in the garage here in parts. You know, in the last 2 weeks, I think many of my students slept maybe 3 hours or 4 hours.
If all goes well, UC Davis hopes to enter this car in next year's future car competition. They believe if it's 300 pounds lighter and gets better gas mileage, there's a good chance they'll bring home another winner. In Davis, Karen Massey, News 10.